Hello there guys, it's Steven here, back with my first video in about a week and a half. A lot has happened in the world of Manchester City since I last graced your YouTube window browser thing, since my face was there on your Chrome browser or Mozilla or whatever. But anyway, I was away in Switzerland with work, the Mountain Festival in Switzerland, which is incredible, but I'm back now with a preview of the Crystal Palace game. There's loads to talk about for this, loads to talk about for the past week, which I'll gloss over as well. But first, this is incredible competition via OneFootball. You and a friend could get flown out to a Champions League group stage experience of your choice. All expenses covered, tickets, VIP experience. All you've got to do is download the app, follow these instructions here, agree to the terms and conditions, put your email, and let me know in the comments what game you'd want to go and see if you won this experience. It's that easy. I think it's a ticket raffle situation, so all you got to do is put your email in and hope for the best. I'm going to do it. I'm not sure if we can win it, but I'm definitely going to do it at the very least. And it's only open, though, unfortunately, for people in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, and Germany. But that's still a lot of you, I can imagine. So get entering that competition thanks to the wonderful people, my sponsors over at OneFootball. Cheers for sponsoring me, guys. But yeah, where were we? A lot has happened since I last did a video. Watford, Feyenoord, a lot of goals, a lot of fun. Obviously the West Brom game as well. We've been winning lots of games and scoring lots of goals and learning a lot about our squad in general. I'm going to briefly touch over the past week and a half. It's been a lot of fun, hasn't it, as a Manchester City fan? Seeing us go through the motions, click into this ruthless machine, scoring countless goals over the past 10 days. It's been a hell of a lot of fun to witness. I have been watching the games even though I've not been making videos. It's been incredible. The football is wonderful. It's sublime. It's better than last season. It feels like we finally got what Guardiola wants. We finally clicked into this ruthless goal-scoring machine, passing teams to death with great movement, great individuality, great skill, great teamwork, possession football, passing, Aguero and Jesus scoring loads of goals, Sane and Sterling scoring, and then everyone coming in and doing a good job. We're seeing Mendy and Walker bomb forward, Edison being the real deal despite having his head kicked off 2 weeks ago. This is a good team. This is an incredibly exciting team. We've seen and we've seen some wonderful football recently, including even in the West Brom game. That was a niggly horrible game, yet we still saw a wonder goal from Leroy Sane, and that first goal set a new record for the amount of passes, I think, since Opta started recording Premier League games. I know it wasn't a Premier League game, but it still beat that record in terms of number of passes. It was some goal, basically. We also saw the return of İlkay Gundogan. We all held our breath when İlkay went down after Jakov, the dirty little bastard, took him down after doing him in his own half. And I thought he was going to be injured for a long time, but thankfully the good news is that he should only be a week, because I thought Gundogan was absolutely fantastic. He ran proceedings from the centre of the pitch, and given the fact that was his first start in 9 months, that is special. That is incredibly special to come down and be that switched on. The thing that impressed me the most about Gundogan was his guile, his intelligence, his speed of thought compared to most people on the pitch around him. He was seeing things that others simply don't see, moving into space, moving the ball with both feet so coolly and gracefully turning away from defenders and midfielders. He is an absolutely potentially world-class player. He could be our Modric if he stays fit. Now, there are some questions and marks, I think quite a few, being honest, about his fitness, but I'm hoping now that he realises that this injury, this potential injury, was actually just a little knock. He's going to be alright. Maybe he'll give him the belief to get his game back, because he could be an absolutely huge asset and maybe kind of bridge the gap somewhere between Fernandinho and Yaya. Fernandinho is obviously going to have more attacking ability, maybe Yaya's got more goal-scoring ability, but I think Gundogan could be the perfect pivot there at number 6 for us. And now we've got the team rock bottom of the Premier League, Crystal Palace. They've got Roy Hodgson after they sacked the board because he lost 5 games in a row. Now, some people will say that's harsh, because how can you give a man a Sam Allardyce squad and expect him to turn into Ajax overnight? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but this is a ruthless game. Pep felt sorry for his mate. I'm sure Roy Hodgson doesn't feel too bad for him, given the fact that now he's come out of the cold and got a new job. And as you'd expect with a new manager, I think this is going to be a niggly game. I think Palace will really go for it. I think they'll defend their lives on the line. And I can see Hodgson having them very organised, because Hodgson teams are quite dour in general, but quite effective. Now, Palace do have a few good players. So they've got Benteke, the kind of striker who does love a goal against us. They've got Townsend and Schlupp, very pacey wingers. They've obviously got Kabay as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'm a big fan of. I think he's a very good player, and he will develop a lot over the coming years. And then Sako should be making his debut too. They are a decent team. They've got good players on paper. I still think we'd obviously be too good for them, but it's not worth being arrogant about. Palace could do us damage if we're not careful. We can't be too cocksure about this. We have to make sure we treat them with respect that a team like Palace with some very good internationals deserve, because If we don't, we could get a shot. We could shoot ourselves in the foot. And I don't want that given the start we've made at the moment. I don't think we'll take our eye off the ball. And it was great midweek that we got to rest the likes of De Bruyne, Silva, Aguero. And even Walker got a big solid rest. Mendy as well. Ederson. All these players. 5 of our key players. Fernandinho he came on for a little bit, but in general he got a rest. A lot of big key players there got a full rest midweek. So they should be fresh for this game. I mean, usually I would be terrified of playing a Palace team with the likes of Schlupp and Townsend out wide, but now we've got Mendy and Walker, players with absolute pace, and I don't have this instinctive fear of playing against any team with any half-decent wingers anymore, because these players that we've got now have pace to burn, and they have energy, and they have desire, and they can run forever. If you haven't already as well, by the way, go and read the interview with Benjamin Mendy in the Telegraph with James Ducker. That is great. He explains the whole #Shark Team thing, and it was this great stat that came from that he had 27 crosses this season. I mean, that's already more than Clichy and Kolarov did last season combined, which is a ridiculous stat. He has so much energy, Mendy, bursting forward constantly, and you can see how much dynamism he's already added. I think something like there's been 4 or 5 assists from them combined as well, which is even more than anything we had last season so far from fullback. It's ridiculous, basically. These two have added so much to our game. They've taken up to another level that we could not possibly reach given the fullbacks we had last year. The bigger news is that Vincent Kompany as well could be back for this game. Our captain, fantastic, could be back after a small spell on the sidelines. But during that time, John Stones has grown in stature. He's had some outstanding performances, obviously given his final game as well, where he had almost a career-defining game so far. 2 goals, something like 130 passes or something stupid like that. In general, he was absolutely phenomenal. And he got, I think, player of the round by the Champions League, which for someone who apparently was a 50 million flop isn't bad at all. I've been critical about John Stones at times, but he's shown why Pep believes in him, and he's growing in stature. And this could be his coming of age year, so to speak. But let's get on to the actual team prediction. It's got to be Ederson, the Brazilian rock, in goal. I'm going for a 4 at the back in this one. I think Kompany will come in alongside John Stones, which I think makes a lot of sense. Otamendi's been okay, but I think he's the one to make way if we're going to have anyone drop out the centre-back positions. And then at full-back, Wally picks himself, Benjamin Mendy and Kyle Walker. Now it's here in midfield and attack where it gets a little bit tricky, but I don't see any reason why it won't be the kind of obvious 3 it's been so far in midfield. De Bruyne, Silva ahead of Fernandinho, and it's up front where it gets even trickier. Now this is just a hunch, I might be wrong here, but seeing as Gabriel Jesus started midweek and he's played a lot recently, given the fact that Sterling's in great form, in my humble opinion, I think he's in fantastic form actually. I think you can see how much he's improved, and given the fact that Leroy Sané laid down a mark with that incredible goal against West Brom, the second one, that was peak Iron Robin. Given the fact he's playing so well and Aguero was rested, I think Jesus will start on the bench in this game. I think it'll be Sterling and Sané around and off Aguero, and I think that'll be enough for us. I might be wrong there. It could be that Jesus starts and Sané or Sterling drops the bench, but I personally wouldn't drop either, and I would give Jesus a little bit of a rest. I don't think Bernardo Silva will make the team either. I think Yaya will drop back to the bench too. I'm expecting it'll be a very difficult game, this. I know that sounds weird, but I think Palace will be up for it. I still think, I say difficult, but I still think it'll be 3-1. But I think it'll be like a third goal late on to kind of seal the victory after a dogged Palace fight back after Hodgson has them fired up for his first game. New manager syndrome, they always call it. But what do you think of my prediction? For one, the team sheet I've chosen as well. What score do you think it's going to be? Let me know in the comments what you make of this game, who you think will start, and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow immediately after with a match reaction. See you later, guys.